and welcome back to the Better Your Life channel, where we discuss all things related to anxiety and our mental well-being. Today we are going to look at how stress and anxiety affect our body, as well as how we can manage our anxiety and minimise the impact that it has on our physical body. Now, stress and anxiety are a natural and inevitable part of our modern lives. Our bodies are perfectly able to handle them in small doses. However, when stress and anxiety becomes long-term or chronic, they can have serious consequences for our overall health, and we may often overlook the impact our mental well-being has on our physical well-being. So from muscle tensions to digestive issues and skin issues, prolonged stress and anxiety can disrupt almost every system in our body. Now, by understanding how this happens, we have the opportunity to take a more holistic approach and make more informed decisions about our overall well-being. And potentially we can do this without the need for medication. Let's start with understanding what actually is stress and anxiety. Now, many people who come to my practice are all too familiar with how anxiety feels, but they rarely know what it actually is. So it's always interesting to get that education, that level of understanding. Now, stress is the response to a particular stressor or trigger, such as an exam or a life event like moving house or getting married. Now, once the event has passed, the stress usually goes away and we can go back to feeling normal again. Now, anxiety, on the other hand, is usually the result of prolonged stress or a constant concern about something in the future that has not even yet taken place. Anxiety is evolutionary, and it is our body's way, our natural response to keeping us safe. Anxiety, on the other hand, is usually the result of prolonged stress or a constant concern about something in the future that has not yet taken place. Anxiety is evolutionary, and it is our body's natural response to a demand or a threat. Now, this can be either a physical or emotional demand, as well as a real threat or even a perceived threat. Let me just repeat that again. We can feel anxious about a perceived threat, even if it is not a real threat, and we can logically know it's not real and still feel anxious. Now, for example, we can watch something on the news or TV, and our bodies do not understand that this is something we are only witnessing. Our bodies actually think whatever we are watching or listening to is happening directly to us. Now, we may logically be aware that we are sitting on the sofa. However, we're all too familiar with how a thriller can make our heart beat faster and have us sitting on the edge of our seat. Or a love story can bring us to tears of sadness and pain in one moment and immense love and joy minutes later. We don't need to experience these events firsthand for our bodies to physically react and release the chemical hormones into our bodies that are appropriate for what it is that we are watching or seeing. Now, while we may believe that we are relaxing on the sofa, our bodies are interpreting everything in front of us. This is why I encourage all of my anxious clients to be really mindful of what they watch and listen to. We all have a choice, and we can doom scroll through depressing stuff on social media, or we can watch something uplifting. Now, personally, I prefer to limit social media time as much as I can because I want to be able to control what I see and what I react to. Now, if you struggle with stress and anxiety, I invite you to check out some of the free resources that are over in the description when you have a chance, when you finish watching this video. Now, if you're not sure where to start, there's quite a lot on there. I suggest starting with the Anxious Thoughts Workbook, as this helps you take back control of the situation that you're facing. So now, to best understand anxiety, we need to go back to the time when humans were tribal and living in caves. Anxiety was triggered by the fear of an attack by a saber-toothed tiger. Now, if when we looked out of our little caves and we saw any movement in the grass, we would become hyper-vigilant and have very focused vision. We would be scanning for danger to ensure that we were safe to leave our camp. Now, anxiety actually stopped us in our tracks and ensured we didn't go wandering around outside where we would be, well, quite frankly, at risk of becoming dinner. Or we instinctively knew to run home to the safety of our tribe if we saw movement when we were out hunting. Anxiety can be credited for instinctively guiding each of our ancestors to overcome challenges that were unique to their time period, often under really harsh and dangerous conditions, to enable them to survive long enough to pass on their genes. Now, without anxiety, we would not be here today. Think about it. In order for us to have been born, we needed 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16 second generation great-grandparents. I mean, you get the idea, it doubles with every generation. If we go back just 12 generations, you needed over 4,000 ancestors to ensure you're here today. That's a lot. Just take that in. 4,000 ancestors have survived. What sort of struggles and battles have they been through? How many wars and famines? How many different diseases without the knowledge and medication that we have today? We have adapted to difficult climates, whether that's the Ice Age or the African savannas. Anxiety has kept us going. So I totally understand firsthand how anxiety may seem unpleasant, but it was and continues to be a vital survival mechanism. And while we don't worry anymore about tigers eating us, our bodies and brains didn't get the memo. Now, every time we check our inbox or have an argument with our partner, our bodies instinctively react in the same way they did back in the days when we were needing to stay safe from tigers. So both stress and anxiety are a survival mechanism that help us react really quickly and instinctively in potentially dangerous situations. When we experience chronic stress and anxiety, our body releases stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol to prepare us to run away or fight back. Now, while this instinctive response is a good thing, if left unaddressed, chronic long-term stress and anxiety can lead to a wide range of health problems. Now, before we look at how our bodies respond to stress and anxiety, you may be wondering, who am I and how am I qualified to give you this advice? Well, my name is Jennifer Roblin and I am an anxiety specialist and therapist, and I have helped thousands of people learn the tools and the strategies to manage anxiety and uncover the root cause that is unique to them. I'm the founder of Better Your Life, and my team and I are passionate about helping individuals who are currently struggling with anxiety, stress and burnout. Now, please do go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button so that you are kept up to date with all of our latest videos. And you also get the links to the free resources that are all in the description. Now let's jump straight back to understanding how our bodies respond to stress and anxiety. When we are stressed or anxious, our body undergoes a series of automatic changes. These are known as the fight and flight or the fight, flight and freeze response. This causes our heart rate to increase, our muscles to tense up, and our survival brain, our reptilian brain, to become more hypervigilant and alert. Now, as soon as the stressful or anxiety-provoking event has passed, our bodies should then return to what we call the rest and digest response, when we can start to feel calm and relaxed again. However, when stress and anxiety are constantly present and persistent, the fight and flight response remains continuous, and this places a constant strain on our body. So let's start with looking at the musculoskeletal system. When the body is stressed or anxious, our muscles naturally tense up. You may feel it in your jaw, your shoulders, your legs, or other muscles. It's different for everybody. Now, this muscle tension is our body's way of preparing us to run away from danger, to run away from that tiger. And it's also guarding us against pain or injury should we be attacked. Now, over time, chronic muscle tension can lead to issues like tension headaches and pain, particularly in the legs, lower back, shoulders, neck, and head. So, for anyone who suffers from chronic pain, it can be really helpful to speak to an anxiety therapist to understand the triggers for your unique stress and anxiety, as that can help with muscle tension. Now, stress and anxiety can also impact our respiratory system, making our breathing shallow. For anyone with pre-existing respiratory conditions like asthma, chronic stress and anxiety can worsen these symptoms. Hyperventilation or rapid breathing is another common response when we are in the fight and flight mode and can sometimes trigger panic attacks. Now, it can feel as if we're unable to take a breath in when we're having a panic attack, but the reality is we usually haven't breathed out enough, so our lungs are still full of air. Learning deep breathing techniques such as 4-7-8 breathing can help reduce these effects and send signals to our bodies that we are indeed safe. Now, with 4-7-8 breathing, we breathe in for the count of 4, we hold for the count of 7, and we breathe out for 8. This ensures that we always breathe out for longer than we breathe in, and that sends signals to your body you're safe. Now, when you see babies breathing, you will notice their tummy rise and fall. This is how we should all be breathing. I want to invite you to just place your hand on your tummy, and as you breathe in, allow your tummy to expand fully. Now, just become aware of the difference between breathing this way, how we should be breathing, with our tummies expanding, and compare that to how you normally breathe and notice the difference. Now, anxiety and stress also impact our cardiovascular system. In moments of acute stress and anxiety, like rushing to meet a deadline or dealing with an unexpected issue, our heart rate increases and our blood pressure rises as our bodies pump more blood around. Now, while these short-term effects are part of the body's natural reaction to prepare us for the fight and flight, prolonged stress and anxiety can contribute to long-term conditions such as hypertension, heart attacks, or even strokes. Now, chronic stress and anxiety can also lead to inflammation in blood vessels, which raises the risk of heart disease, particularly in postmenopausal women who no longer benefit from the protective effects of estrogen. Now, stress and anxiety have a significant impact on our endocrine system. This regulates our hormones and produces adrenaline and cortisol, often known as the stress hormone. During a stressful event, an increase in cortisol can provide us with the energy required to deal with prolonged or extreme challenges by mobilizing glucose and fatty acids from the liver. Now, cortisol is naturally produced in our bodies at varying levels throughout the day, typically increasing in concentration when we first wake up in the morning because it keeps us energized, and the cortisol slowly decreases throughout the day as we get prepared to go to sleep. This provides us with a daily cycle of energy. So while cortisol is essential for managing short-term stress, chronic stress and anxiety cause the overproduction of this hormone, leading to problems like metabolic disorders such as diabetes, weight gain, and depression. And we often underestimate how our mental health can contribute to diseases like diabetes. Now, if you know anyone else struggling with anxiety, please do go ahead and share this video, as that helps us reach more and more people and get the message out there that nobody needs to be struggling right now. There are so many immediate techniques and strategies that we can all put in place to help us take back control. Now, the gut and the brain are closely connected through hundreds of millions of neurons, and stress and anxiety can disrupt this communication. Chronic stress and anxiety changes the balance of the gut bacteria, and it can slow down or speed up digestion, leading to symptoms like bloating, constipation, or diarrhea. Now, over time, this can weaken the gut's protective barrier, allowing harmful bacteria into the bloodstream and causing inflammation. Stress and anxiety can affect digestion and which nutrients the intestines can absorb. Gas production related to nutrient absorption may increase. We may also turn to alcohol or tobacco when feeling stressed or anxious, and this can result in heartburn and acid reflux. Now, the nervous system plays a central role in how our body responds to stress and anxiety. When we perceive a threat, the sympathetic nervous system triggers a fight and flight response, causing a rush of adrenaline and cortisol. Over time, chronic stress and anxiety can keep this sympathetic nervous system in overdrive, leading to long-term health issues such as depression and even autoimmune disorders. The opposite of the sympathetic nervous system, that's the fight and flight, is the parasympathetic nervous system, which we call the rest and digest response. This is triggered when we feel safe and calm. Now, let's look at the impact that stress and anxiety has on our reproductive systems. We often don't think that they're as a result of what's going on in our heads. We often think they're physical and we try to treat these in physical ways. But chronic stress and anxiety can have several impacts on the male reproductive system. Prolonged exposure to anxiety may lead to a decrease in testosterone levels, which in turn can reduce libido and negatively affect sperm production. Now, in some cases, chronic stress and anxiety might even lead to erectile dysfunction or impotence. Over time, these issues may contribute to feelings of frustration and low self-esteem, and this exacerbates mental health challenges. It is important for men experiencing these symptoms to seek support by speaking to an anxiety therapist to help manage both the physical and the emotional effects of stress and anxiety on our bodies. Now, for women, they don't get away with it either. Chronic stress and anxiety can disrupt the menstrual cycle, causing irregular periods, or in some cases, even missing periods altogether. Stress and anxiety can also worsen symptoms of PMS, such as mood swings, bloating, and cramps. Now, during the menopause, stress and anxiety may intensify symptoms like hot flushes, night sweats, and mood changes. Additionally, chronic stress and anxiety can affect fertility, making it more difficult for women to conceive. Practicing stress management techniques such as mindfulness or speaking to an anxiety therapist can help mitigate these effects and promote better overall health. The immune system plays a crucial role in defending our bodies against infections and disease. However, chronic stress and anxiety can weaken the immune system, leaving us more susceptible to illnesses like colds, flu, and other infections. Now, the constant release of stress hormones, such as cortisol, can suppress the immune responses, making it harder for our bodies to fight off pathogens. Over time, chronic stress and anxiety may also lead to increased inflammation, contributing to a range of long-term health issues, including autoimmune disorders. Strengthening the immune system through proper nutrition, exercise, and stress reduction techniques can help restore balance and improve overall well-being. Now, unsurprisingly, chronic stress and anxiety take a toll on our mental well-being. People who experience prolonged stress and anxiety may develop conditions such as anxiety disorders, depression, or burnout. These mental health issues can interfere with daily life, making it difficult to focus, to sleep, or enjoy activities that we once used to enjoy. If left unmanaged, they can spiral into more severe conditions like panic attacks or clinical depression. Anxiety therapy, mindfulness practices, breathing techniques, and getting enough sleep and exercise can be really effective tools for managing these mental health challenges. Now, stress and anxiety don't just affect internal systems, they can also manifest on the skin. Skin conditions such as eczema, psoriasis, and acne can be exacerbated by chronic stress and anxiety. When stress and anxiety levels rise, the body produces more hormones, like we've said, like cortisol, which can lead to increased oil production in the skin, triggering acne flare-ups. Stress and anxiety can also worsen existing skin conditions by increasing inflammation or delaying the healing process. Again, learning how to manage stress and anxiety through relaxation techniques, good sleep hygiene and self-care can help keep skin problems at bay. So let's look at how to manage chronic stress and anxiety. While it's impossible to eliminate stress from our lives entirely, we can take steps to manage them more effectively. Now, here are some strategies to help reduce the stress and anxiety in your life. Number 1, regular exercise. Physical activity helps release endorphins, which improve our mood and reduce feelings of stress. Even a short walk can make a difference. And if you can get out and walk in nature, in a park, in a forest, even better. Mindfulness and meditation. Practicing mindfulness or meditation can help calm the mind, reduce anxiety, and improve our overall mental well-being. I have quite a lot of videos on mindfulness on this channel. Journaling. Journaling helps to get the thoughts out of your head and onto paper, where we're then able to evaluate if there is evidence to back up these thoughts. Now, I have a workbook over in the description that is journaling questions that you can ask yourself to reduce anxiety, and it gives you prompts if you're struggling to get started. Healthy diet. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables and whole grains can provide the nutrients our bodies need to combat the effects of chronic stress and anxiety. And I'll put a link to the blog and videos in the description of one that I've done previously. Adequate sleep. Getting enough sleep is essential for mental and physical recovery. Establishing a regular sleep routine can help reduce the impacts of any anxiety. It's going to bed at the same time, keeping your room cold. Now, social support, don't underestimate how talking to friends and family can help us process emotions and feel less overwhelmed. We're tribal, we need to have a community around us. Relaxation techniques, breathing exercises. I've gone through some breathing exercises already. Yoga or other relaxation methods can help lower stress levels and promote a sense of calm. And of course, speaking to a trained anxiety therapist, as they will help you get to the root cause of your anxiety, as well as provide you with the additional tools and strategies to effectively manage any stress and anxiety immediately. So chronic stress and anxiety can significantly impact almost every system in our body, leading to a wide range of physical and mental health challenges. By recognising the signs and learning how to manage anxiety effectively, we can take steps to protect our overall well-being and improve the quality of our life. So if you think you might be experiencing anxiety and are in need of further support, do reach out, as we can help provide you with guidance alongside the tools and techniques to get to the root cause of your anxiety and overcome these challenges. It doesn't need to be this way. Remember, you don't have to face this alone. Help is available, and you can better your life and overcome any anxious thoughts and behaviours one step at a time. Taking care of our mental health, our mental well-being is an essential part of our overall well-being. If left unresolved, anxiety can spiral out of control and have a significant impact on our relationships, our work, our school and family life. And it's honestly my belief that no one needs to struggle with anxiety. We just need the strategies and techniques to overcome it. So if you want to take the next step to have a happier life where your fears no longer hold you back, click on the link below and book a free no obligation consultation call. Please also have a look at the free resources in the description. There's lots there, and while these workbooks cannot eliminate anxiety or get to the root cause, they really do go a long way in aiding you on your journey. And please share your top tips below, because we love to know how you manage stress. We love to know how you overcome things. Any questions that you may have, love to hear your comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, Subscribe to our channel for more insights and share it with anyone you think might benefit. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.